Every day, an entire hidden economy runs right alongside our own. It's built on millions of unpaid hours of elder care, neighborly support, and community maintenance. But because no cash changes hands, this essential labor is entirely invisible to traditional markets. Traditional volunteering tries to patch this massive gap. Charity, however, often builds a strict hierarchy. It sets up a one-way street where capable providers hand down assistance to dependent clients. Over time, that one-way street takes a psychological toll. When people only ever receive help, they are conditioned to view themselves as burdens to the system, rather than capable individuals with something to offer. Communities end up trapped in a rigid binary. You are either a paid employee in the market or a charitable dependent. That leaves a massive vacuum where mutual neighbor-to-neighbor support used to live. To bridge the gap between a strict cash market and a purely reciprocal gift economy, organizers have developed an intermediate structure known as timebanking. The mechanics are straightforward. Provide 1 hour of service, earn exactly 1 time credit. The market value of the task is ignored. Whether providing professional legal tutoring or pulling weeds in a community garden, the system assigns both acts the exact same weight. Participants save these earned credits in a communal digital ledger. Later, they can spend those banked hours on any other service offered within the local network. By enforcing this strict one-for-one rule, the system dismantles the old provider and client hierarchy. Every participant, regardless of their background, becomes an equal economic asset to their neighbors. The underlying logic of time banking predates modern digital disruption, tracing back to 19th century economic theory. Early thinkers, including Karl Marx, explored the mechanics of labor-time currencies built directly on the labor theory of value, the idea that the economic value of a service should be determined by the total labor required to produce it. Pierre-Joseph Proudhon was conducting parallel explorations into labor value and socialist economics during the exact same era. The first practical application of these theories arrived in the 1830s, when Robert Owen launched the National Equitable Labor Exchange in London, issuing physical notes denominated in hours of work. The concept of bartering time then resurfaced a century later, adopted out of sheer necessity as a survival mechanism during the U.S. Great Depression. In the 1980s, legal scholar Edgar Cahn established the modern framework with his time dollars model. He built his system on a single defining philosophy: everyone is an asset. Kahn's model stripped the 19th century economic radicalism from the labor notes. He retooled the concept into a localized social safety net, designed to support communities where traditional welfare fell short. Today, modern time banks have replaced paper notes with centralized digital platforms. These networks are managed by dedicated coordinators, known as time brokers, who actively match offers with community requests. The system thrives because of a crucial legal distinction. In jurisdictions like the UK and Ireland, time credits bypass taxation entirely and are disregarded in welfare benefit calculations, removing a major barrier to participation. But the model has inherent frictions. The strict 1 hour equality rule flattens all differences in skill and training. This can disincentivize highly paid professionals from joining the network, unless they are motivated strictly by community spirit. Then there is the funding paradox. While the time currency itself is free, the system's infrastructure is not. Time banks require real-world cash to pay coordinators. Without it, organizers burn out and the network collapses. The ultimate risk is political. Time banking relies heavily on unpaid citizens, making it vulnerable to governments who might use community self-help as a rhetorical excuse to defund essential public services. The system remains a powerful but fragile engine. Without careful architectural design and strict protective boundaries, it will fail. To keep that engine running, organizers rely on 5 structural pillars to build a resilient local network. Pillar 1. Embed locally. Successful systems anchor themselves in trusted, street-level institutions, places the neighborhood already relies on, like schools, housing associations, or community centers. Pillar 2. Control the narrative. Organizers explicitly pitch the initiative to the public as a complement to formal statutory services, clearly stating that volunteer hours are not meant to replace professional care. Pillar 3. Build robust systems. Manual paper tracking scales poorly. Modern networks utilize shared digital platforms and software provided by umbrella organizations like Timebanking UK or Timebank Ireland. Pillar 4. Inclusive governance. Planners give members a literal seat at the table to co-design projects. This ensures the community actually owns the system, rather than perceiving it as a top-down government mandate. Pillar 5. Partner up. By connecting directly with regional health boards and employment services, organizers secure stable funding pipelines and establish direct routes for participant referrals. These 5 pillars transform an abstract economic theory into a durable, functioning community utility. When these networks are fully operational, they draw a tangible map of connections across isolated communities. People begin actively exchanging their skills and time. The entire structure rests on a single operational philosophy that every single human hour, regardless of market demand, holds inherent and equal value. Timebanking redefines what a society chooses to value, transforming forgotten neighbors into foundational assets.